The massive chamber of Harmony Prime floated in the dark void between stars. Lisa Martinez stood at the human delegation platform, looking up at the towering alien representatives. She had made this trip many times before. Today felt different. The Galactic Council had called this emergency meeting 3 days ago. No one told Lisa why. As Earth's senior ambassador, she was used to sudden meetings, but the other delegates avoided her eyes when she arrived. Even her friend from the Kelver delegation turned away. "The council is now in session," announced Speaker Zarthon. The ancient being's 6 arms moved in formal greeting. Its violet skin rippled with patterns Lisa had learned meant serious concern. "We gather to address the human question." Lisa's heart skipped. The human question? Earth had been part of the council for 300 years. They had followed every rule, every protocol. What question could there be? "Honored delegates," Zarthon continued, its voice echoing through universal translators. "For 3,000 years this council has maintained peace among the stars. Today, that peace faces its greatest threat." The chamber filled with whispers in a dozen languages. Lisa gripped her podium. Sweat formed on her palms despite the cool air. "The humans expand too quickly," said the Vorthan delegate. Its crystalline form pulsed red. 47 new colonies in the last decade alone. Their birth rate exceeds all projected models. "That's within treaty limits," Lisa protested. "We've claimed only uninhabited worlds and approved sectors." "The issue runs deeper." Zarthon raised a primary arm for silence. "Human technology advances at an alarming pace. Your ships grow faster. Your weapons grow stronger. Your people adapt to environments that would kill others." Lisa felt the weight of 1,000 eyes upon her. Some were compound, others singular, many completely alien to human understanding. All watched with the same expression: fear. "We've shared our discoveries," Lisa said. "Our medical advances have saved billions of lives across the galaxy. Our agricultural programs feed entire systems. Yet you keep secrets," accused the Morvac Prime Minister. Its tendrils writhed with agitation. "Our intelligence suggests weapons, research beyond approved parameters, military installations hidden in asteroid fields, ship designs that violate established conventions." The chamber erupted in angry voices. Lisa's translator struggled to keep up with the overlapping accusations. She caught fragments. "Too aggressive, too adaptable, too dangerous. Order." Zarthon's voice boomed. The chamber fell silent. "Ambassador Martinez, Earth has been a valued member of this council, but your species presents an existential threat to galactic stability. You breed too fast. You learn too quickly. You adapt too well. In another century, perhaps 2, humanity could dominate the galaxy." Lisa's mind raced. "You're punishing us for potential? For what we might do?" "We act to preserve what is," Zarthon replied. "The council has voted." "Without Earth's input?" Lisa's voice rose. "That violates the Charter. In matters of existential threat, the threatened may act without the aggressor's consent." Zarthon's patterns shifted to deep purple. The vote was unanimous. Unanimous. 12 civilizations, hundreds of worlds, all against Earth. The treaty of first contact is hereby dissolved, Zarthon announced. "The Galactic Council declares a state of war against the United Earth government and all human colonies. Your species will be contained." Lisa's mind went numb. 3,000 years of peace ended because humanity's crime was being too successful. "You have 10 standard hours to evacuate this station," Zarthon continued. "After that, any human vessel in council space will be considered hostile." As Lisa stumbled toward the exit, her wrist communicator buzzed. Captain Jake Morrison's face appeared on the small screen. Behind him, the bridge of the diplomatic vessel Endeavour buzzed with activity. "Ambassador, we're monitoring massive fleet movements throughout council space. What's happening?" Lisa looked back at the council chamber one last time. The aliens had already turned away, discussing their war plans as if she had never existed. "Captain," she said, her voice steady despite the tears in her eyes. "Get us home. Fast. Humanity stands alone." The Council fleet emerged from hyperspace like a storm of metal and light. 300 ships appeared at the edge of the Sol system, their hulls gleaming with alien designs. Each vessel was a masterpiece of its species' engineering, bristling with weapons humanity had only seen in peace ceremonies. Admiral Maria Rodriguez watched from Luna Station's command center. The main screen showed the enemy formation spreading across space. Red dots multiplied as more ships arrived. The numbers kept climbing: 400, 500, 600. "Final count, Admiral," reported her tactical officer. 642 Council vessels were facing 20-to-1 odds. Maria's jaw tightened. Earth's entire defense fleet numbered 31 ships. Good ships, with brave crews, but 31 against 600 seemed like suicide. "All stations, this is Admiral Rodriguez," she announced over the fleet channel. "You know why we're here. Earth stands behind us. Our families stand behind us. We hold the line." The first alien message arrived. Speaker Zarthon's face filled the communication screen. "Humans of Earth, you have one chance. Surrender now. Accept Council oversight. Your species will be relocated to a single world. Your technology restricted. Your expansion ended. Refuse, and face annihilation." Maria turned to her communications officer. "Send this reply. Earth does not surrender. Earth does not kneel. Come and take us." Zarthon's patterns flashed angry red. "So be it." The Council fleet surged forward. Energy beams lashed out across the void, a rainbow of destruction from a dozen different weapon types. Luna Station's shields flared as the first strikes hit. "Return fire," Maria ordered. "All batteries, show them human engineering." Earth's ships moved. Where the Council expected slow, predictable formations, humanity's vessels danced. The destroyer Mercury spiraled between beam strikes. The cruiser Titan rolled and fired, its railguns punching through an overconfident Vorthon frigate. "Their shields are weaker than expected," called out the science officer. "Our weapons are penetrating." Dr. Ryan Cooper's voice crackled over the priority channel. "Admiral, activating the gravity shields now." The young scientist had worked for years on technology the Council deemed impossible. Suddenly, space around Earth's fleet rippled. Incoming plasma bolts curved away, pulled by artificial gravity wells. Missiles spiraled off course. The Council's precise firing solutions became useless. "Impossible," came a transmission from a Morvac battleship. "Gravity manipulation at this scale requires—" The transmission cut off as the battleship took 3 railgun rounds through its reactor. Colonel Amy Jackson led her fighter wing through the chaos. "Wolf Squadron, follow my lead. Target their command ships. Stay unpredictable." Her fighters weren't like the Council's automated drones. Each pilot flew by instinct, by feel, by pure human stubbornness. They rolled and weaved through patterns. No computer would calculate because no sane person would try them. "Got one," shouted Wolf 3 as a Kelvar command cruiser's bridge exploded. "These guys fly like they're on rails. Too predictable." The Council formation began to waver. Ships designed for formal, structured warfare struggled against Earth's chaotic tactics. Humanity had spent 300 years studying Council combat doctrine during peace. Now they used that knowledge. "Admiral," the tactical officer reported, excitement creeping into his voice. "Enemy casualties at 8% and climbing. We've lost 2 ships. 8% meant 50 ships destroyed versus 2 human losses." The math still favored the Council, but the psychological impact was devastating. The aliens had expected to sweep aside Earth's defenses in minutes. Instead, they faced a meat grinder. "New contacts," the sensor operator called. "Second wave jumping in. Wait, those aren't Council signatures." More ships appeared, but these bore human designs. Mining vessels from the asteroid belt had arrived, their hulls reinforced with armor. Civilian cargo haulers dropped their disguises, revealing hidden weapon systems. "This is Captain Steve Martinez of the Asteroid Mining Guild," came a new voice. "Heard you could use some help, Admiral. We've got 43 ships ready to fight." Maria smiled grimly. Humans had always been paranoid. Every civilian ship built in the last century included weapon hardpoints, just in case. The miners, the traders, the explorers, all had prepared for this day. The Council fleet pulled back, reforming their lines. They had expected a quick victory against a peaceful species. Instead, they found warriors who had been preparing for war even while talking peace. Deep beneath the red sands of Mars, Dr. Kevin Chen stood before a massive steel door. The door hadn't opened in 50 years. Behind it lay humanity's greatest secret. Authorization code, Phoenix 1. Chen spoke into the scanner. The ancient machinery, grown to life. Lights flickered on, revealing a corridor that stretched into darkness. General Patricia Williams walked beside him, her boots echoing on metal floors. How many people knew about this? Less than 100, Chen replied. The previous generation built it. They passed the knowledge to us. We've been adding to it ever since. They entered a vast chamber. Row after row of sleeping war machines filled the space. Ships, weapons, and technology the Council had banned decades ago. Humanity had agreed to the restrictions publicly. Privately, they built in secret. Project Phoenix, Chen announced. 300 years of paranoid preparation. Our ancestors knew this day might come. Williams studied the nearest ship. It was sleek and dangerous, built for one purpose: war. How many? 200 ships here, another 300 in similar bunkers throughout the system, plus ground forces, orbital platforms, and things the Council couldn't even imagine. Above them, the first battle raged on. The Council believed they faced Earth's entire military. They were wrong. Wake them all, Williams ordered. It's time. Across human space, similar scenes unfolded. Hidden doors opened on a dozen worlds. Civilian colonists revealed military training. Peaceful mining operations transformed into weapon platforms. Cargo ships jettisoned fake hull plating, showing armor beneath. On Colony 7, engineer Tyler Moore activated an automated shipyard. The facility had posed as a metal recycling plant for 30 years. Now robotic arms assembled warships from stockpiled components. Production line 1 online, Moore reported to General Williams. We can build 5 destroyers per week. The other colonies report similar capabilities. The Council's intelligence network began reporting impossible data. Human fleet strength doubled, then tripled. Weapons appeared that violated supposed technology limits. Colonies thought defenseless revealed shield generators and orbital guns. In the asteroid belt, Mining Station Series 5 dropped its disguise entirely. The hollowed-out rock contained a battle station bigger than most Council dreadnoughts. Captain Helen Park commanded the transformation. All weapon systems online, her weapons officer reported. Railguns, plasma cannons, missile pods. We've got enough firepower to crack a moon. The station's first target was a Council scout group. 3 Morvac vessels investigating unusual readings found themselves facing a fortress. They lasted 17 seconds. On Earth, Dr. Cooper's team revealed more surprises. General, we've been working on banned AI systems. Nothing sentient. That's still illegal. But combat predictors, targeting systems, strategic analyzers. The Council uses rigid battle computers. Ours learn and adapt. Williams nodded. Deploy them all. What else? Nanotech repair systems. Ships that fix themselves. During battle. Energy weapons using principles the Council deemed impossible. We've had 3 centuries to study their technology, find weaknesses, design counters. The first reinforcements reached Luna Station as the Council fleet regrouped. Admiral Rodriguez watched her tactical display change. Green dots multiplied. Hidden Earth forces arriving from across the system. Message from Mars Command. Her communications officer announced. Project Phoenix is active, reinforcements inbound. The Kelvar admiral commanding the Council fleet sent an urgent message to Zarthon. The humans have been hiding their true strength. Their military capability exceeds all projections, requesting immediate reinforcements. Zarthon's reply came quickly. Impossible. Our intelligence is perfect. Humans are peaceful traders. But as the data flowed in, the Council's certainty cracked. Humanity hadn't just prepared for war, they had expected it. Every civilian ship included weapon mounts. Every colony had bunkers. Every citizen had basic combat training. "Sir," a Council intelligence officer reported to Zarthon, "the humans, they've been playing weak. For 300 years, they've been playing weak." The ancient speaker's patterns went pale. The Council had based their attack on centuries of intelligence. They thought humans were soft, divided, unprepared. They had counted Earth's official fleet, measured their public technology, analyzed their peaceful nature. They had never considered that humanity's entire civilization might be one vast deception, a species-wide conspiracy to appear harmless. While preparing for the war they somehow knew would come, the predator had mistaken itself for prey. The Vorthan commander studied his tactical display with growing frustration. His forces had occupied New Haven Colony for 3 days. The military had fallen quickly, but something was wrong. The humans weren't acting defeated. "Sir," his intelligence officer reported, "another supply convoy was attacked last night. We lost 2 transport vehicles and 5 soldiers." "How?" The commander's crystalline form pulsed orange. "We destroyed their military. These are farmers and shopkeepers." Governor Beth Taylor smiled from her hidden bunker in the colony's northern mountains. The aliens had taken the cities but forgot about the wilderness. Humans had always been good at hiding, at surviving, at fighting when cornered. "Status report," she asked her aide. 17 successful raids this week. We've captured enough alien weapons to arm 200 more volunteers. The enemy is starting to patrol in larger groups. They're scared. Outside the capital, Farmer John Phillips loaded his truck with vegetables. Hidden beneath were alien power cells stolen in last night's raid. The occupation forces had made a crucial mistake. They thought controlling the cities meant controlling the planet. Phillips drove past. A Vorthon checkpoint. The guards scanned his vehicle casually. They found only food. In 3 hours, those power cells would fuel the Resistance's growing weapon stocks. "The humans confuse me," a young Vorthon soldier confided to his partner. "We defeated them." "Why? Do they keep fighting?" His older companion's form darkened. "I've read their history files. Humans have a saying, you can kill a human, but you can't kill their spirit." At the colony's hospital, Nurse Christina Lopez treated wounded from both sides. The Vorthons had initially refused human medical care. That changed when Lopez saved. Their commander's aide from a poisoned native to New Haven. "Why help us?" the aide asked. "We're your enemies." Lopez changed his bandages with practiced care. "You're wounded. That makes you my patient, not my enemy. Besides, you'll go home eventually and tell others that humans aren't monsters." Word spread among the Vorthon ranks. The human nurse who helped everyone. The farmer who shared food with hungry soldiers. The teacher who set up classes for alien children brought by military families. Each act of kindness confused the occupation forces. In the colony's underground network, young Danny Foster operated a pirate broadcast station. His daily show reached every human receiver on the planet. "Good morning, New Haven, day 18 of our uninvited guests' visit. Remember, smile at them. It really freaks them out. Now here's today's joke. Why did the Vorthon cross the road? To get away from human determination." The broadcasts infuriated Vorthon Command. Their best technicians couldn't locate the signal. Source. Worse, the humor was spreading. Human workers sang while laboring. Children played games mimicking successful resistance raids. Even in defeat, the colonists acted like winners. Council psychologist Dr. Thoren submitted his report on human behavior patterns. "Sir, human morale increases under pressure. Each hardship seems to strengthen their resolve. They find hope in the smallest victories. Their young inspire their old teach their young. Recommend immediate strategy revision." The Morvac occupation of Titan Colony faced similar problems. Commander Zektar had expected broken spirits. Instead, the humans organized underground schools, secret supply networks, and constant sabotage. They worked together, Zekatar reported to Council Command. Not as individuals, but as one organism. Hurt one and 10 rise to take their place. Kill 10 and 100 remember their names. On Earth, teenager Lisa Wong broadcasted from her bedroom. To all humans listening, remember, they have the ships, but we have each other. They have weapons, but we have will. They expected sheep. They found wolves. The Council's war planners had modeled everything: fleet movements, casualty rates, resource requirements. They hadn't modeled the human heart. Their computers couldn't calculate courage. Their equations couldn't measure hope. 3 weeks into the occupation, 4th and Commander Velsor sent an urgent message, requesting permission to withdraw from New Haven. Human resistance is not military, it's spiritual. We're winning every battle but losing the war. The Council's response was silence. They were learning what humanity's enemies throughout history had discovered. You can defeat humans, but you can't break them. Push them down, and they push back harder. Corner them, and they become dangerous. Unite against them, and they unite in return. The war was just beginning, but humanity had already won something crucial. They had proven that the human spirit was their greatest weapon. Ambassador Lisa Martinez had been missing for 47 days. The Council assumed she died when Harmony Prime was attacked. They were wrong. Martinez emerged from the shadows of Kepler Station's lower decks. With her stood beings, the Council, never expected to see rebels from within their own ranks. "My friends," she addressed the secret gathering, "thank you for coming. The Council says we fight alone. They're wrong. Humanity has allies. You are proof." Before her sat representatives from 5 Council species. Not official delegates. These were dissidents, free thinkers, beings who questioned the war. Subcommander Crix adjusted his breathing apparatus. The young Quellan had defied his elders to attend. "My people value logic above all. This war is not logical. Humans have done nothing but succeed. Since when is success a crime?" "Since it threatens those in power," replied Merchant Prince Valtor of the Sephron Trade Union. "My analysis shows humanity brings profit to all. War brings only loss." Martinez had spent weeks moving through hidden channels, finding cracks in the Council's unity. Not all aliens supported the war. Some remembered human kindness. Others saw opportunity. On Centauri Colony, Senator Alan Brown worked a different angle. His office had become the unofficial embassy for neutral worlds. "The Melody Republic hasn't joined the Council fleet," his aide reported. "They're waiting to see how the war unfolds." Brown smiled. "Send them our trade proposals. Full access to human medical technology. Exclusive shipping rights through our jump gates. Make them see peace is more profitable than war." The Council had made a critical error. They assumed their unity was absolute, but 3,000 years of peace had made them complacent. Individual species had their own interests, their own fears, their own ambitions. Corporate leader Victor Sanchez broadcasted from Earth. "To all trading partners, human corporations, honor all contracts, war or no war, business continues. We offer signing bonuses for any world that declares neutrality." The message was clear. Side with humanity and profit. Side with the Council and lose valuable trade. Historian Jennifer Adams released her own bombshell. "I've discovered classified Council archives. They show the Council has dissolved peace 6 times before. Each time they eliminated species that grew too powerful. We're not the first. We won't be the last." The documents spread through alien networks like wildfire. Species that had supported the war began questioning. Were humans really a threat, or was the Council protecting its own power? Young Emma Davis, a human student on Quella, became an unexpected diplomat. Her friend Crix had introduced her to other young Quellans. They started a movement. Students for Galactic Peace. "My human friend Emma taught me to question," Crix announced at a youth rally. "The Council teaches obedience. Humans teach thinking, which is more dangerous." The rally drew thousands. Young aliens who had grown up with human classmates, human media, human ideas. They didn't see monsters. They saw friends. Martinez played her biggest card at a secret meeting on neutral ground. The Council claims we're warlike. Yet humans have never started a war in 300 years. We've mediated 17 conflicts between other species. Check the records. Ambassador Shalai of the Etherian Collective floated thoughtfully. Your evidence is compelling, but the Council has fleets. What can we offer? Information, Martinez replied. Fleet movements, supply routes, technology weaknesses. Help us help ourselves and we'll remember our friends. One by one, cracks appeared. The Vex Commonwealth declared neutrality. The lesser Morvac clans questioned their prime minister's decisions. 3 Kelvar colony worlds refused to send ships. Speaker Zarthon raged in the council chambers. Treason! These humans corrupt everything they touch. But doubt had been planted. Council meetings grew heated. Members accused each other of secret dealings with humans. Trust evaporated. We're not winning through weapons, Martinez reported to Earth. We're winning through truth. The Council's power comes from fear. We're replacing fear with facts. The monolithic enemy was fracturing. Some species began withdrawing forces. Others demanded negotiations. A few even hinted at switching sides. The war had become more than military. It was a battle for hearts and minds across the galaxy. And humans, it turned out, were very good at making friends. Admiral Rodriguez studied the holographic map floating above her command table. Red dots marked Council forces. Blue showed human positions. For 2 months, humanity had fought defensively. That was about to change. Operation Breakout begins in 6 hours, she announced to her staff. Captain Morrison, your strike force will lead. Jake Morrison nodded from the screen. His ship, the Defiant, had survived 12 battles. His crew had learned Council weaknesses through blood and sweat. The jump point near Vega was marked as impassable, Morrison explained to his officers. Council charts say the gravity well is too strong, they're wrong. Navigator Clark found a path. Michelle Clark pointed to her calculations. The Council relies on old star maps. That gravity well shifted 18 years ago. They never updated their charts. We did. The plan was bold. While the main Council fleet pressed Earth's defenses, Morrison's strike force would jump behind enemy lines. Their target, Kepler Station, the Council's main supply base. Remember, Rodriguez told all commanders, this isn't about destruction. It's about sending a message. Humans can reach you anywhere. 6 hours later, 25 human ships entered the forgotten jump point. The ride was rough. Ships shook as gravity waves pulled at their hulls. But human engineering held. They emerged in empty space. Ahead lay Kepler Station, its defenses facing the wrong direction. All ships, this is Morrison. Attack pattern Delta. Let's show them human innovation. The station's commander, a Vorthan named Kritek, was reviewing supply manifests when alarms screamed. Impossible. No enemy could approach from that vector. Human ships struck like lightning. Major Carlos Rivera's Marines launched in boarding pods before the station's shields fully activated. Engineer Ashley Thompson had modified the pods with Council shield frequencies stolen by intelligence. Breach successful, Rivera reported as his Marines stormed through station corridors. Moving to command deck, the station's automated defenses responded slowly. They were programmed for Council tactics, formal, predictable approaches. Human chaos confused their targeting systems. Pilot Nathan Jones led his fighter squadron in seemingly insane patterns. He barrel-rolled between defense turrets, trusting instinct over computer guidance. These guys fly by the book, Jones told his wingman. Good thing humans never read it. On the station's command deck, Kritek watched his tactical display in horror. Human Marines had taken 3 decks. His defensive systems fired at empty space while human fighters danced between the shots. Impossible, he muttered. They're not following any known attack doctrine. That was the point. Humans had spent 300 years studying Council warfare. They knew every formation, every response, every weakness. Then they threw out the rulebook. Ashley Thompson reached the station's main computer. Beginning hack. Their security is 3 generations old. This won't take long. Council cybersecurity assumed external attacks. They never imagined someone would physically access their systems. Thompson downloaded everything: fleet positions, supply routes, technology specifications. "Sir, I've got their entire battle plan for the next month," she reported to Rivera. "Also found something interesting. Half their ships are running on empty. They didn't expect the war to last this long." The battle turned into a rout. Station. Sections fell one by one. Kritek ordered evacuation, but human ships had disabled the escape pod's launch systems. "Station secure," Rivera announced. "Casualties minimal. We've taken 300 prisoners." Morrison opened a channel to the Council fleet. "Attention all Council forces. Kepler Station is under human control. Your supply lines are cut. Your battle plans are compromised. This war is over." The psychological impact was devastating. If humans could take Kepler Station, nowhere was safe. Council commanders began pulling back, protecting their own systems instead of attacking Earth. On the captured station, Morrison found something unexpected: a message pad from Ambassador Martinez, hidden in a supply crate. "Jake, knew you'd find this. I'm working on something big. Hold the station. Peace talk soon, trust me. Lisa." For the first time in months, Morrison smiled. The tide hadn't just turned. It was becoming a tsunami. Admiral Rodriguez received the victory report with satisfaction. Phase 1 complete. Begin Phase 2. Time to take this war to their doorstep. The hunter had become the hunted. The Council was learning what humanity's enemies throughout history had discovered. Never corner a human, they bite back. General Williams stood before the assembled human fleet. 200 ships, a mix of military vessels and converted civilian craft. Each crew had one mission: strike the Council's home systems. "For 3,000 years, they've felt safe," Williams announced. "Their world's untouched by war. Today, that changes. Not to conquer, but to show them fear." Captain Susan Lee commanded the Prometheus, first human ship assigned to enter Zarthon's home system. The ancient speaker's world was considered untouchable, protected by tradition and power. "Jump coordinates locked," her navigator reported. "We'll emerge right in their upper atmosphere. They won't have time to react." The Council's core worlds had grown complacent. Their defenses faced outward, expecting formal battle lines and announced attacks. They never imagined enemies appearing directly above their cities. As planned, the Prometheus materialized in Zarthon's purple sky. Below spread the capital city, its crystal spires reaching toward space. No weapons fired, no shields activated. The population had never seen a warship. Broadcasting. "Now," Lee ordered. Her message played on every frequency. "Citizens of Zarthon, we are humanity. We come not to destroy, but to demonstrate. Your leaders chose war. We choose mercy. Look up. Remember. We could have attacked. We didn't." The Prometheus hung in the sky for exactly 60 seconds. Then it jumped away, leaving a population in shock. The psychological impact was crushing. If humans could reach Zarthon itself, nowhere was safe. Across Council space, similar demonstrations unfolded. Human ships appeared over peaceful worlds, broadcast messages of capability and restraint, then vanished. No shots fired, no bombs dropped, just proof of reach. On the cyber front, Gregory White's virus spread through Council networks. Diana Peters had designed it perfectly. It didn't destroy data or systems. Instead, it collected and transmitted. "We're getting everything," White reported from his hidden station. Military positions, supply depot locations, even their leaders' personal communications. The virus also leaked select information to Council media. Citizens learned about secret weapons programs. They discovered their leaders' luxury bunkers. They saw evidence of past genocides hidden in classified files. Council unity shattered further. Populations questioned their governments. Why had they started this war? What else were they hiding? Ambassador Martinez used the chaos perfectly. Her leaked recordings of Council sessions spread across the galaxy. Citizens heard their leaders discussing humanity's destruction casually, like a business decision. The Kelvar population is rioting, reported her Quellan ally. They never knew their government voted for genocide. Many demand peace. The council's response was panic. They recalled fleets to protect home systems. Orders became confused, contradictory. Some commanders refused to leave their worlds undefended. Speaker. Zarthon called emergency sessions that devolved into shouting matches. Members accused each other of weakness, of betrayal, of incompetence. The ancient alliance was eating itself. Sir, Zarthon's aide reported. 3 more systems have declared neutrality. The Vex Commonwealth is considering switching sides. Our intelligence network has collapsed. Zarthon's patterns flickered with rage and fear. For 3 millennia, the Council had ruled through order and tradition. Humans had introduced chaos. Captain Morrison, still holding Kepler Station, watched Council forces scatter. They're not fighting as a unified force anymore. Each species is protecting its own interests. Admiral Rodriguez approved the next phase. All ships begin Operation Dawn. Target military installations only. Show them we could destroy their worlds but choose not to. Human precision strikes hit shipyards, weapons depots, command centers. Always military targets. Always with warnings. To evacuate. Each attack demonstrated capability while showing restraint. The message was clear. Humanity could win through destruction, but chose victory through mercy. Council species began seeing humans not as threats but as potential allies against their own failing leadership. Young Crix, now leading the Quellan peace movement, broadcast galaxy-wide. Humans fight with honor. Our leaders fight with fear. Which would you rather follow? The war had turned completely. Council forces retreated to core systems. Member species began separate peace negotiations. Some even requested human protection against their former allies. General Williams received the latest reports with satisfaction. Phase 3 begins tomorrow. Time to end this properly. The Council had started a war expecting quick victory through superior numbers. They now faced defeat through inferior wisdom. Humanity had turned their greatest strength, unity through fear, into their greatest weakness. Gateway Station had stood for 5,000 years as the Council's seat of power. Now human ships surrounded it. The final battle everyone expected never came. Admiral Rodriguez's voice echoed through the void. Speaker Zarthon, this is humanity's final offer. We possess weapons that could crack your station like an egg. We choose not to use them. Let's talk. Inside Gateway Station, Zarthon's ancient form trembled. The council chambers, once filled with united voices, now held only a few loyal species. The rest had abandoned the war or switched sides. They could. Destroy us, Zarthon's aide whispered. Why don't they? Captain Morrison stood on the bridge of the Defiant, weapons locked but unfired. His crew had captured enemy technology, improved it, made it deadlier. Humanity now held planet-killer weapons, antimatter bombs, singularity generators, tools of ultimate destruction. Because that's not who we are, Morrison said quietly. The negotiations began in Gateway's neutral meeting hall. Ambassador Lisa Martinez faced Speaker Zarthon across an ancient table. Between them lay the remnants of galactic order. You started this war from fear, Martinez said. Fear that humanity would dominate. Look around. We could have. We didn't. Zarthon's patterns shifted through emotions rarely seen in the ancient being. Confusion, regret, perhaps even respect. Your species defies all models, Zarthon admitted. You grow strong through conflict. You unite when divided. You show mercy when you could destroy. That's because we learned something you forgot, Martinez replied. True strength isn't in domination. It's in lifting others up. Dr. Chen joined the negotiations, bringing plans that shocked the council remnants. We'll share our technology, medical advances, agricultural improvements, defensive systems, not as conquerors, but as equals. Young Crix, now representing the reformed Quellan government, spoke up. Humans taught us to question, to think, to grow. The old council feared change. The new alliance must embrace it. The treaty negotiations lasted days, not the dictated terms of victors to defeated, but genuine discussion among equals. Humanity demanded no reparations, no surrendered worlds, no punitive measures. Instead, they proposed something revolutionary: a democratic galactic assembly where each species held equal voice. No more rule by ancient tradition. Decisions by consensus, not decree. You would share power? Zarthon asked, disbelief coloring its patterns. After we tried to destroy you? We're not you, Martinez smiled. We don't rule through fear. We lead through example. One by one, former council species signed the new accords. The Kelvar, shamed by their role in starting the war, pledged their libraries to education. The Vorthans offered their military expertise for peacekeeping. Even the Morvac, humbled by human resistance, contributed their industrial might. 3 years after the war began, Martinez and Zarthon signed the Treaty of New Dawn. Cameras broadcast the moment across the galaxy. Former enemies shaking hands, tentacles, and other appendages. Captain Morrison watched from his ship as the first mixed crew was announced. Human and alien, working together on exploration instead of war. His former enemy, Commander Krytek, would serve as his first officer. Think it will work? His navigator asked. Morrison nodded. Humans are stubborn. We'll make it work. On Earth, celebrations filled the streets. General Williams announced the military's new mission: galactic peacekeeping and disaster relief. Weapons of war repurposed for protection and aid. Dr. Cooper's gravity shields became planetary defense systems for vulnerable worlds. The virus creators, White and Peters, designed secure communication networks linking all species. Engineer Moore's shipyards produced explorer vessels instead of warships. At the new Galactic Assembly, humanity held no special position. They were equals among equals, their only distinction being the respect earned through mercy. Young Danny Foster, the pirate broadcaster who'd kept hope alive during occupation, entered the academy. His class included beings from every former council species. They studied together, learned together, prepared to explore the universe together. In the assembly's first session, Zarthon spoke with patterns of hope. For 3,000 years, we ruled through fear of change. Humanity brought change through courage. Today we begin a new chapter. Ambassador Martinez took the podium. To our former enemies, now our friends, we fought not to rule but to survive. We survived not to dominate but to share. Together we'll reach stars no single species could touch alone. As the session ended, crews prepared for launch. Human creativity combined with alien knowledge. Young minds freed from old prejudices. The galaxy's first truly united exploration fleet. The war had ended not with humanity's destruction, but with its vision spreading across the stars. The Council had fired the first shot. Humanity had fired the last. But